up? How you doing, my brother?
I'm good in yourself.
Good to see you always, man.
Too, right?
Well, I mean, it's more or less called real on the chair, live on the chair. We're real live on the chair, and it's where anyone can speak and everyone can speak their truth. So it's more or less a community effort, man. That's what I do, bro. It's all about the community. There's the urban creative community development. So it's about giving a platform to the community, right, to express their talent, to inspire and motivate others, bro. That's what it's about, man. Giving back to provide a platform for others. That's what it's about, bro.
So, how'd you get into cutting?
Oh man, but nah, I wasn't really super cutting hair. I just basically, people that may not know me, may know me, as a young man. I made wrong decisions in my life and ended up incarcerated. And when I was incarcerated, I had an actual job in the barber shop, in the prison. And the instructor at the time actually suggested, like, why don't you try this? At first I'm like, no, because I really wasn't, didn't want to deal with people like that. Being a barber, you really have to have, a social etiquette, So, but I've always been cordial person. So, after a while, I just gave it a chance, man, and I end up, being pretty, getting pretty decent at it. I think you're going to become great at anything you continue to do. You do over and over again, and that's what happens. So, it's been a added benefit to me though in my life, even coming home. And, yeah. That cool? Yeah, what's up?
What was your first cut like, and who trusted you with it?
Oh man, our first cut. I don't know if I can really. I cut so long and so many heads. I can remember the first, I guess, time when I first began to cut. I couldn't tell you who it was, but it basically wasn't no major cut. It was just really a bald head. You know what I'm saying? People think you can't mess with a bald head, but that's not true. You definitely can. That's a whole process within itself to get an actual great, bald head cut. You know what I mean? But it probably was a bald head, man. That's usually what you do when you first start cutting hair anyway. You let them cut a bald head. That's it, just to get used to the contours of the head, get used to holding the head, and because that's a awkward thing. Like, you know what I mean? Because everybody just don't touch your head or touch it. You know what I'm saying? So you got to get used to doing that. You know what I mean? 'Cause that's just not something an average person does every day. But in my profession, it is. So that's just one thing you got to get used to when you cutting hair is being physically, not having to touch people or touch their hair to, their head and their hair to, actually groom them.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, what the barbershop really meant to the community?
Oh man, I know myself growing up, man, the barbershop always been a hub, bro. Always been a hub of the community. No matter what you want to know, what you want to get into, what you need, it was at the barbershop. The barber's a connection because everybody goes to the barbershop, bro. You know what I'm saying? From the local uh, homie on the corner to the police officer to the mayor. You know what I mean? Everybody comes here. The grandma brings the grandsons. The moms bring the kids. The dads bring the kids. Like everybody, man. It's a community, and then what's great about it is when you have a barber shop such as KuttinUp, man. We're here to try to help the community any way we can. That's what I base on and give back to the community, man. And in doing so, sometimes people come in here and they need a plumber. Well, I cut a plumber's here, or I cut a carpenter's here. I hook people together, bring them together. Together we always stronger. The community's always stronger together. But you come here, you might not know, man, you have a problem with housing. Well, I cut the hair of somebody who works for this person or that person, and then we have people who I cut who I might not know that exact person, but they do. You know what I'm saying? So it becomes a hub. It becomes a place where people come together, man, and they work together, man, and they build together, man. And from that, you get a strong community.
So what do you think the biggest thing that shop taught you that school hasn't?
Barbershop taught me that school hasn't. I think always what school won't be able to teach you is the human interaction. You know what I mean? The social interaction. That's something that you only can get through doing it. But you're gonna meet so many
You
different
might be
people.
able to get it there because you're around the people, but it's not
Yeah.
going to teach you.
No, it's not going to teach you. That's something you're going to have to. Right. Some things you only can learn through activity. Even if you take business management, you could go ahead and take the course, but real life events they can't foresee it in a book. You actually have to go through it, man. And you're dealing with so many different people, so many different personalities, sorry, and that's something you
Do you
really
don't think
can't
that
teach.
like well even the workshops and the class and stuff like they have you working with like different class members, you
Yeah.
with different people.
Yeah, I mean, you'll give you a basic rundown.
Just not putting you in that environment.
Yeah. I mean, to be social, but it's nothing compared to the people that you're going to encounter as a barber who comes into the shop. You know
Now,
what I
I,
mean?
I get that, but like somebody watching like listen because they disagree with how it's delivered or say, and then 'cause, yeah, you might be able to get that at school and all that, but it's nothing. I get what you're saying.
Right.
Like, 'cause there's a different environment here.
Always.
It's a different environment everywhere.
Yeah. But in school, like an example is, you can learn to fly a plane in a simulator. You can get in there, but you never leave the ground for real. You understand? And they can actually mock certain situations that they found in the sky in a flight simulator, but you'll never get the true experience until you actually fly a big plane, like off the ground. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's the same thing.
So how would you explain the difference like that you would get versus
Um, Many different situations, bro. First of all, everybody's head is different, So you're going to come across haircuts and hair textures and hair. You're going to come across so many different, and you're going to have to try to deal with that. By using the skills and the teachings that you learn from school. Not only that, people, you got to deal with different people. You're just not going to cut people of your same race. See what I'm saying? You're going to cut other races. So you're going to have to, because you're doing business. And so you're going to have to understand how to, if you're not familiar, like some people just grow up in the hood, some people just grow up in the Appalachia, or somebody, but now you're going to have to deal with other people from other cultures.
you're building a relationship because you're gonna trust everybody to cut their hair.
That's it. Once you build it, and that's what a lot of barbers don't understand now. It's more than just how to cut hair. It's more about the relationships you create also. You know what I mean? 'Cause as you know, when I got my hair cut from a barber, that's just my barber. I trusted him. You know what I need, what I go, and you usually create a rapport. You know what I'm saying? And a friendship with these people because you cut their hair for so long, they get to know you, you get to know them. You know what I mean? They gotta be able to trust you, with information that they may devolve in conversation. You know what I'm saying? So, it's more than just being a barber, bro. It's being sometimes a therapist, it's somebody to listen to you, sometimes, to help solve a problem, the whole nine, But I think it's been a rewarding.
I get what you're saying. It definitely teaches you how to deal with people on different levels. It's like customer service that forces you. It's like you want to be a barber, like everybody chooses the same thing. So that's what you should like do. Make the music go in this direction.
No doubt.
Teach his own. But what do you think cutting girls change the way you see people?
It's actually helped me see people more in depth. So when I see people even on the street that you see, I understand that there's a lot to them. They're more than just what you see on the onset or from we sometimes see people when we judge them, but we don't understand their story and why they are the way they are, how they got to this point in this place. You know what I'm saying? People are layered, bro. You understand? And a lot of times you find that out when you sit down and you really get to talk to people, man.
That's right. Talk to people. Cause like the conversations be layered. Some people don't even listen to even let somebody get their point across. They might hear something they don't agree with, and then you might understand that somebody like doing the point. They got nothing to do with what they say, but that's just how they talk. They talk around it. I mean, everybody articulate different. You listen to understand. I mean, you can definitely help somebody, but hey, I couldn't do it all day. Like, that's just like therapeutic. Like, you gotta be somebody's therapist. You gotta get it right. Make sure you
Without all that, bro.
then whether they move in or whatever.
Yeah.
Check in.
It's part of the game, bro. You gotta deal with it. You know what I mean?
Facts. So do you think the hustle culture is misunderstood or overrated?
It depends what you mean by hustle culture.
Like I said, like Barber, me doing the music, it's our passion.
Yeah. Is it
It's not something that's
overrated?
just given to us. We had to learn the craft. We had to get
Right. So what you mean? Is it overrated? Or what you mean?
You feel like it's misunderstood, overrated. What I mean by overrated is say like
I don't know. I think it might
people
be.
hype it up more than what it really is, but at the same time it's not that it ain't big.
No, I think it's just reality. It is what it is. You know, if it's misunderstood, then it's misunderstood. You know,
I think that's what I'm saying.
yeah, you can't force people to understand. You know what I'm saying? You can't force people to deal. You know, the be happy about what you are doing, or supporting what you're doing, or understanding what you're doing. No, you gotta believe, man. You gotta move. That's what it's about. Stepping in your truth, bro. That's despite the naysayers, despite the people, you always gonna have that. You know, so I think that's what it's about. Is, you know, stepping in what you believe to get productive in life. Because you moments in life. That's it. You just have moments in life. So live for those great moments. You know?
Oh, real shit. What mistakes do you think young hustlers or whatever make today?
Say that again.
What mistakes do you think like young hustlers are making?
If they stop, you know, that's the whole trick of it all, man. I don't care what it is, what you doing, what you doing don't matter. Just don't stop. That's the whole thing, man. That's the only mistake a real hustler can make is stopping. That's it. You hustle to death. You know, that's it. You understand what I'm saying? So there's really no mistakes a hustler can make, because along the way, bro, ain't nobody get it right perfect. You know what I'm saying? You mess up all the time. It's about doing it. Oh, okay, I learned that, now, so let me do it again. Let me do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? So the lesson for a hustler is never to stop. As long as you don't never stop, you're gonna get better. You're gonna get better. You're gonna get better, bro. You understand?
That's real shit.
That's real shit, bro.
Look, I could go by the script and look at a bunch of different questions or made that sound like throw you off like the previous question that could be considered a mistake, but at the same time, this is new. It's like you start your podcast, start my podcast, you feeling with it.
Feeling with it. Ain't no mistake. We been productive. We growing. We growing.
So this is that I feel like the real time needs to be achieved. Grow to understand like this is we are human, like the other thing. Consistency gonna come with it. Without the actual questions, you still do the same shit. Like you're a whole barber. You know what I mean? That's what said. Try to do the same thing. You know what I mean? Like the hustle, like it's a consistent hustle, and
That's right.
fuck with it. Like you know what I mean? Not everybody got the patience for the passion to do it like that. You know what I mean? Like I'm doing this shit with like the music, you know, like I'm making songs or something.
No doubt.
We keep coming back to the
It's your passion. Keep on
the
that.
song is on chair type shit.
Yeah. Yeah, bro.
Podcasting thing versus something like this where you're doing the questions and stuff like that. You fall back, you gotta tend to just let them be them.
Let them be them. That's it. That's what they doing now. We see back there doing their thing, man. That's what it's about, man. Each one teach,
Where
man.
they
Each
come
one
from
know
though?
the ideas.
No, not even that.
But
The passion they want to fall back and just watch people be great.
because, bro, there's a saying there's more happiness in giving than receiving, right? I've been there, man. People understand that's how what life is. You can't live without giving. You know that? We breathe out, right? Plants breathe in. You understand? And they give out what we need to breathe. That's it. Look at the water. It goes down, comes up, goes on. Everything is symbiotic. It's a cycle. You know? We're meant to give, bro. You understand? And give back. If everybody woke up every day just to say, I'm doing something for somebody else, nobody would be suffering. Everybody would have.
We all contribute something different.
We all contribute
to the table. We would do what we supposed to on that level to be the voter that you right.
That's how it's
I seen the Warriors movie.
Yeah, that's yeah, bro. I tell you.
You can definitely come together and really like, that'd be lovely.
I ain't with this culture, this me, and everybody showing how much money they got, and they say, okay, so what? Okay, you know, people have had money forever. Like they say, Kevin, money don't make you thorough. You know what I'm saying? You can be a sucker with money. You understand? When did true morals and values take a back seat? What about being a stand-up dude? You know what I'm saying? What about helping people, helping your family? You understand what I'm saying? We about building, bro. We ain't about that culture of tearing down. It don't make no sense. If that's what y'all want, y'all all go somewhere on a different planet and kill yourselves, bro. I'm about love, about peace, man. You know what I'm saying? About helping my brothers and my own family. It goes your family, God first, your family, then your community, bro. That's how it goes.
Where you come from? Where you from?
Me originally, I'm from Pittsburgh, which you know. Originally, I was raised a child of Brown. I mean, we moved to Homestead. I kind of grew up in Homestead. You know what I'm saying? Then I moved to Williamsburg. You understand? Like a teenager, a preteen. You know what I mean? And then, you know, that's basically where my roots lie. You know, right there.
From young, what do you think we're doing different now? And what would you think you could have been different?
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Sometimes I feel like, you know, I don't want to change certain things because I wouldn't become the person I am today. Sometimes I fear that. Of course, I wouldn't even want to go through what I went through before. But at the same time, bro, I feel like I lived the best life I could have ever lived. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell people that, man, like just seeing my mom proud and happy with me and not seeing her worried and wondering what's happening with me. That's everything. You can't pay me for that. It's like if you have a child and your child does something, draws something, it looks scribbled to somebody else, but to you it's everything. Your 2-year-old watch you that. You know, that's priceless. You ain't selling it. You understand? See, these things are priceless, and that's things I think be missing in the world. You know, because people so caught up in this social media and everybody want to be an idol themselves. You understand what I'm saying? No, I find more joy in being able to help people when I can, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about. All these rappers showing what they can. No, show me what you did for others. You understand? You really rich? You know what I'm saying? These fake dudes talking about, well, if you do that, then help your whole community. We always bragging about where we from, but it look like trash, but then you brag about how much money you get. Oh, it's like almost like you want it to be trash, so it could validify you being hard or a gangster. You come from, well, that's you're an idiot, bro. You know what I'm saying? These rappers have become the slave masters, bro. You understand? They have. They've become worse than the slave masters, bro. You understand? To their own community. That's not what hip hop is really for. Hip hop was to build a community. You know, young people came together and created something. You understand? And you know, we gotta refuse to let these idiots destroy it and just glorify the worst about us. No, bro, we're multifaceted. You know what I'm saying? When I came up in hip hop, it was all type of hip hop. It was the gangster rap, it was the dance rap, it was the political rap. You understand? It all deserves a time on the stage. You know what I'm saying? To be highlighted. Don't let the powers above, because all these Hollywood rappers, I'm telling all you Hollywood rappers, are controlled by the powers that be. We ain't gonna, y'all know who they is, because y'all be on y'all knees for them. Instead of actually helping your real community, man. You know what I'm saying? But that's them, and let them enjoy what they enjoy. You understand? But we stand for something different over here. You know what I'm saying? We actually in the hood every day. For real. We don't just say it on raps, and we live somewhere in the mountains and the hills. And it's cool to live out there, but what you do to come back? You don't even come back, I don't even see you. I don't even see you. So you just stay up there. But we cool down here, man. We going. This is where hip hop really began, in the hoods, bro. You understand? You know what I mean? So we want to showcase the real, true people, and the real, true culture.
So do you have a personal goal that you set up for yourself for everything you do?
No doubt. Just to spread love, spread unity. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about. All that other stuff, that's dead. You know, let the dead bury the dead. You know what I'm saying? If you about destruction and all that, okay, y'all stay over there and kill yourselves. We gonna stay over here, love each other, and enjoy life. You understand? So I want to spread that. You understand? That's what I want to spread. That's all. Because at the end of the day, what do you have? You're releasing everything. You got kids, you're letting them go. You got parents, you're letting them go. So what do you really have in life? You have a moment to live your life experience. And how do you want to live it? I'm going to live it in love and peace with my brothers. I felt the other side, you know what I mean? And I survived it, and I'm here, so that's what it's about, man. It ain't about positivity, it's about building and all that. You stay over there. You know what I'm saying? Don't come in my lane, or then you won't get everything that you think that you want. You understand? Just stay over there. I'm going to stay over here with me and my people. You know what I mean?
I'm going to say, at this moment, I'm going to get your shout outs to anybody or anything you're doing.
Oh, man. Well, I'm always going to shout out KuttinUp412 Productions, man. I'm always going to shout out a couple artists that I know, BFD Wild, Supreme, LOB, you know, all the other artists that want to come up and showcase their talent out here. I was cutting up Barbershop, 822 Wood Street, Wilkinsburg, PA, 15221. Oh, and the podcast, there is real. It's live from the chairs where anybody can sit and everyone can speak their truth, man. Because everybody deserves a platform, man. You understand? So, you know, we here, man, and we hope to deal with the masses, the community, man. Urban creative community, man. That's what we about, bro. So hope to see y'all soon. Hope to meet y'all and, you know, build this platform together, man. Yes, sir. My brother. Yes, sir. What's up? Yes, sir. And I'm gonna be doing stuff with him, man. Man, I'm gonna be building together too and putting projects together, man. So we hope y'all, you know, support and come through. We gonna do it here regardless, man. So you know, we looking for the community too. Looking for help and support. You know what I mean? If possible. I mean, join us. You know what I'm saying? Join the live. All right, unity. Yes, sir. Thank you, bro.
Appreciate you.